Hey everyone, it's Lainey. Welcome back and welcome if you're new to my very first Craft With Me video of the season. We are going to start off with fall and then move into Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so you don't miss out on all the other Craft With Me videos to come for this holiday season. And with that said, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let's go ahead and just get started with the crafts. All right, everyone, for the first craft, I'm going to be putting a little spin on this pumpkin here. I found it at Hobby Lobby. It is a decorative pumpkin that was 40% off. So let me go ahead and take off the tag. So before I start weeding the design here, I want to go ahead and clean off the surface with some rubbing alcohol. And this is just going to help the vinyl stick down, because if there's a lot of debris, dust, dirt, grime, what have you, the vinyl kind of has some complications sticking down. And this vinyl here is a gold glitter from Teckwrap. And I have not crafted like this in a while. It's been a couple of months. So I'm interested to see what complications I may have, because I took a little hiatus from the Cricut machine. I've really just been into paper crafts lately. And yeah, just sometimes I just want to take a step back from the electronics and just be quiet. So that's why I've really been enjoying the paper crafts. But it is that time of year, and my house is super blah right now. So I need some decor. Uh-oh. Now this is very thin and dainty, this piece. Slow and steady. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to use my weeding tool to help pick that up. See if we can get that placed down without any bubbles. Okay, perfect. All right, so grabbing a piece of scrap transfer tape here, and it is the Cricut brand. I typically like to use Teckwrap's black grid transfer tape for Teckwrap's vinyl, but I am just still working through my scraps. All right, so now I'm gonna take my scraper here and burnish that down, and then I'm gonna use my weeding tool because I've got that excess transfer tape, excuse that noise, sticking to my glass mat there. But I like to burnish on both sides, especially the back side. If I'm in a hurry, I definitely turn it over and just at least burnish on the back to help that transfer tape, you know, really get stuck to that vinyl. And now let's move in the pumpkin. And I think that was the flattest area right here. And I wanted to get the more complex project out of the way first, just because I've, haven't done this in a while. And I say the most complicated project because it is a round surface, but it also has, the hills and valleys, so to speak, for the details of the pumpkin itself. So I'm going to turn this way. Okay. Now, focusing on my name right in the center, getting that pressed down, and now I'm going to use my scissors and cut some of this transfer tape off, but also it's making relief cuts, so I can manipulate the transfer tape a bit to get all of this to lay down flat. And the best thing to do that I have found with stuff like this is just to kind of work in sections. So obviously I started in the middle because that is what was wanting to stick. That's what was laying down. So I utilized that and helped that get stuck down a little more. And then now I'm just kind of working over here. I've got these two lines stuck down. And now I'm going to focus on the bottom portion of this cursive L. So I'm going to cut this excess off there. So what I think I'm going to start doing is removing the transfer tape from the bottom, because that part of the vinyl is stuck down to the pumpkin. So I'm just going to get that out of my way. And it's just ripping because I've got those, because I kind of cut it up, you know, having those relief cuts, and then also, you know, just cutting off sections. All right, using my weeding tool to just try to fix this wispy kind of part of the L there. And that did it. Oh, I love this. And I love this vinyl. Let me fix this. This is crooked. I've been using Teckwrap for about a year now. And it is one of my favorite brands to use. Okay. And there I have craft number 1. While we have the cup cradle out, let's go ahead and pull in this cute mug. It was $3 from Family Dollar, and it's actually a Family Dollar and Dollar Tree together. So I picked this up. Love this cup. And once again, let's go ahead and just clean this outer surface with the alcohol. This is the paper towel I used for the pumpkin. So I'm just going to rub the surface and get this all cleaned. Okay, and move this aside. This is Teckwrap vinyl as well, and I didn't know how well it was going to cut and weed, which I should have known. It was perfect because it is the Teckwrap matte vinyl. Love this stuff. And this is the black grid transfer tape I was speaking about on the first craft. And just getting that pressed down. And I didn't lose the eyes to this either when I was weeding. So that was a plus. Okay. And I just typed this in. And I will do my best to remember the font information. So definitely check the description box for that type of information. Okay, let me think here. Uh-oh, crud. Well, I wanted it to be shifted up a little more, but I messed up. So I've got to stick this down because the sip was already completely stuck down, but I definitely wanted to shift this up a bit. But it says that first sip feeling, and that is from Starbucks. And let me tell you, that is the best. Now that it's this fall season, they've got the pumpkin spice lattes, the pumpkin spice cold brews, and I am obsessed. So I'm just all about pumpkins this year. Last year, I was all about the maple leaves. And I will link my fall videos from last year down below. If you are new here, you can go back and get some further inspiration. But, oh, I love this. And it's perfect for me. So there we go. Craft number 2, that first sip feeling. And I'm not sure if this is a downloaded font. But like I said, just check the description box and I will list what this font name is. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to drink pumpkin spice out of my cute little pumpkin mug. All right, for the third craft, we are going to be using gold glitter iron-on, and I believe this is scissor or Caesar. I pronounce it wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is. So for this design and vinyl, iron-on vinyl, it's very hard for me to see the cut lines. So I'm just having to do all of this with my fingers, which is okay. So I'm just keep, bending it to see those cut lines and turning it over, using the design on my computer as a reference as well. And then, just bending the vinyl so I can see those cut lines, and the vinyl that I don't want gets kind of lifted up. It just helps me out a bit. All right, so there is the design. Once again, everything that I'm going to be using today is from Cricut Design Space. And I just type in fall pumpkins, fall I typed in harvest and autumn, and that is how I found the designs I'm using. So let's go ahead and turn on our mini press. I'm going to put it on medium heat, which is 2 wavy lines. And as that's heating up, I'm going to move my design over and move in this round here. This came in a pack from Hobby Lobby. It is their 10-inch wooden round, so natural wood on one side. I did add some paint to the front, just a very light coat, one coat, because I wanted it just very, I don't know, natural, kind of rough. Already made my bow, and this is how Bethany from Bethadilly makes her bows. I will link that down below for you, but I was also looking at another channel, and she creates 5 different bows, so I will do my best to link that down below too, just because it's the season for so many different types of bows. This one I actually wanted a bow and no tail, because we're going to have our design on here, and I didn't want tails to interfere with that, because the bow is kind of already doing so. Oh, rats, I think I made it too big. Okay, so the mini press just chimed. Let's see here. I'm not ready to iron this down yet, but okay. The ribbon, Dollar Tree. It is 2.5 inches wide. Love how that turned out. Love the color. I also have these, which I cut off of this branch here from Hobby Lobby. And what I want to do is I'm going to bring in my little snips, my snipping tools that I use for paper crafts, metal, like cutting metal. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut this off. Oh, that's 2 different stems. Okay. And then let's do that again. Let's see. Okay. And then let's cut these 3 off here. Okay. And I can add more or take away. I'm going to also turn on my hot glue gun. So what I want to do, and I'm so ready to get this on the door and outside, because these things, these things fall off and my cat keeps wanting to play with it. Okay, so we've got, dang, I think this is just too big. So maybe I will cut this down like so. And then I can kind of like nestle the hello up into the pumpkin, kind of like that, so everything's closer together. I think that that is going to work out, so I don't have to waste any vinyl or ribbon, and I think I visually like this a little more. Okay, so let's just kind of position it like that, and roughly get it stuck down. Okay, so now bringing in these pieces again. So what I want to do is something like this, and then hide this mess with the bow. And I'm not sure if this is going to work, but this was my idea. And then just kind of hot glue it all down. Something like that. So you know what I think I'm going to do is, so we've got a branch there and a branch there. And what I think I want to do is, let's just go ahead and move that door hanger out of the way, and I'm going to apply some hot glue right here on this back part of the bow, and I'm just gluing them to the back of this bow here. And if I need to trim it down, I can, I guess, from this end, but because this one's a little longer, but I don't want it to be, perfect. I don't want it to be so uniform. But there's certain things that are going to bother my eye, so I am kind of being weary of that. And then we'll fluff up the bow once we kind of get it. Once we get the bow permanent, we can fluff it up. So now I've got an idea of how that looks, and I think I want to add a little more. So once again, I'm going to bring in my snips here. So easy using those snips. Okay, and once again, going to just layer on a little bit of hot glue there and then hold down these pieces. And then I'll just do the same to the other side. And then maybe if I end up incorporating these, I can kind of just tuck them in. All right, so let's bring that in again. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna leave this just like that. And let me clean up this area and then we'll iron this down and then piece together everything. What I wanna do first is position the Hello Pumpkin. So I am going to remove the top part that I cut off. So it is where I like it. So I'm gonna come in. It chimed earlier, so it is ready for us. And it says firm pressure for 40 seconds. And I just looked on Cricut Heat Guide and selected the glitter iron-on and wood as it's blank, and then the heat press of choice. And it gave me the instructions for this. And the liner is starting to kind of peel up. So that is telling me that the iron-on is ironed down. I'm going to come in and add a little more heat to the second L there. And just go over the pumpkin one more time. Okay, easy peasy. So we've got the Hello Pumpkin, loving this gold. Now I want to nestle this into place, make sure everything is straight. And I am visually liking this placement, so I'm gonna come in once again. Now, part of the Hello is underneath this carrier sheet here, and that is perfectly fine. I just wanna make sure that I don't put this heat press on anything other than the carrier sheet. And once again, my carrier sheet is wanting to lift up on its own. So let me test this out and make sure all of this is stuck down, and it is. Oh. I need a little more heat right there. Okay, no worries. Lay that carrier sheet right back down. And I'm gonna focus on the ends right here because those are not adhering as they should. Just a little more heat, a little more pressure. How beautiful. I love this so much. And I love the distressed. That just is looking exactly the way that I want it. Okay, so I think now it's time to get this glued down. So lots of glue here because this is gonna be outside. And literally I can see steam. Oh my goodness, that is super hot. Okay. Now this is important. Make sure that it is straight. Now I'm going to place my bow down and hold it down until this starts to dry. And remember, we'll fluff the little bunny ears last. That'll be the very last thing we do because they'll just continue to get manipulated. But this is wired ribbon, which is perfect for making bows, so you can manipulate them and they can stay in position a little better. I'm going to apply a little bit of hot glue here, keeping these little pieces together as best as I can. And then let's go underneath these little flowers or whatever those are. Okay, now grab some more and trim them down. Add some hot glue. And place it underneath. Okay. I pulled some beads here and some jute twine from the jute twine's from Dollar Tree as well. What I was thinking is just to kind of leave this as is and put the hanger on it and take it outside and manipulate it and add pieces if I need to because it's just making a mess. I like how it looks. I think it just needs just a little more manipulation in some areas. So I don't know if the beads are going to be too much, but I also don't need much of a hanger either. So I'm kind of thinking Xtra on the beads. So let's just add some glue there. And let me get a piece of faux leather. Okay, I have this like suede type of material. Like you see how those aren't wanting to like stay down and they're kind of lifting up because of the glue. Now, if you had a staple gun, you could do that too. Just make sure that your staples are not going to go through your wood that you're using. But this will just help keep everything kind of together and glued down. Alrighty, so let's trim the excess. So there you have it. Craft number, what are we on? 3. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get through today because I don't want the video to be too long, but I still have quite a bit more. So let's just move on to the next one. Once again, I'm using the gold glitter from Teckwrap. And I found this in Design Space. I think I typed in autumn because I wanted to see what kind of fonts they had under the images. And I found this. No, I'm sorry. What I typed in was harvest. And then I found this, and I liked the play on fonts that it has. And I loved the script font because it has the long tails. I really liked that look. And now that that's weeded, let me bring in my scraps again, and let's go ahead and use our black grid. We're going to be attempting to apply this to a surface that it's probably not going to want vinyl on it. So, I'd misaligned that. Sometimes it just acts like static and just sticks to each other. But that's okay. It's just a little bit of that vinyl is exposed, but it will still transfer perfectly fine. Okay, for the next craft, we have this cutie here. Harvest Floral Decor Ceramic Vase from Walmart. And it has the leaves facing one way and then the other, because this is part of the, this is one side and then this is the other. Where I am setting this, it is going to be kind of in the corner, so no one's going to see the back side. So what I was going to do once I have the vinyl on it, I'm going to take this out and turn it around so everything is all like the nicer side of the leaves are facing towards the front, and I might move this too. So just know that I am going to manipulate this to make it look better. You can definitely recreate this with any vase that you have or find, and then just arrange your floral as you want. And then that way you could also pick your color scheme as well. But this is what we're going with. Lots of burnt orange this year and pumpkins. So very different from last year. And this is not wanting to stick down, so I'm going to have to burnish that a little more. And I don't know how this is going to work. So this is a rougher surface than this here. Not by much, but a little. I'm just going to apply some rubbing alcohol down here at the base and see how that dries, because this is a ceramic. So we'll see. And as that's drying, I'm going to burnish this down some more. Alrighty. So Autumn Harvest. Centering this within this space here. And now I'm kind of concerned that this is not going to show up that much, but I really didn't want any verbiage here. I just wanted a little bit down at the bottom, something very soft. Okay, so pressing down part of that vinyl that is exposed, that does not have the transfer tape on it, I'm pressing that down and then using my scraper to add some pressure to the rest of this. Oh, I think I love it. Perfect. And look at that, it's stuck down so nicely. So it is subtle, but it says Autumn Harvest. And I think that this is a perfect piece of decor. So I picked up some more pumpkins. I used these last year. I picked up 2 sets this year. Mondo Llama is a Target brand. It's 2 wooden pumpkins for $5. And they also have like 1 pumpkin individually for $5. And I think it's just a little bit bigger than this. But I think this is a better deal. So I also pulled some of these bows and some paper. I purchased this paper last year and I didn't really like it because it's, you know, shiny. It's just that, I don't know what that material is, but looking through these last night, I really like these 2 patterns together. But I also wanted to incorporate these bows, but I just don't think this is going to look well together. I don't know. Okay, so I'm not really feeling this paper. Let me see. What about this one? That one's really nice. I like that pattern there. It's very fall. And it also goes with kind of the rest of the decor that I'm going with, while also incorporating other colors, because we've got the burnt orange, but then we've got a mix of the burgundy and the mustard yellow. I pulled some other paper and we've got these here, and I bought these last year and I just didn't use them. I really love this here. I think let's do this one, and maybe we'll just do 1 pumpkin and we'll save the other one for something else. Okay, so I just cut that down to size, and I'm going to bring in my Mod Podge and shake it up quite a bit. So I'm just going to take a paintbrush here and add a layer to this front side. Okay, so now okay, it's covering the entire pumpkin. I'm going to turn it over and just add some pressure just to help that get adhered together with a good press. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put this up and clean this off. And we just got to let this dry before we can cut the remaining paper off. Okay, so I've given it some time to dry and I cleaned up everything, and I just realized that I put up my hot glue gun. So I might not be attaching that, but what I'm doing is just taking my True Control knife or X-Acto knife and just cutting along the wood pumpkin to remove that extra paper there. Okay. How cute. I love those colors. It definitely needs something though. I guess I am gonna have to get out that hot glue gun again. You know what? I wonder if I can just, remove the button. I've got these little bows. Voila, that is the finished project. All right, everyone, this is the lineup. Lots of burnt orange and gold. I am loving the warmness of this. I am so excited and ready to put all of this out into my home and to drink out of this cutie here. Check the description box for all the information about these crafts, as well as my Instagram and other YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next card or craft. Thank you guys again. It means a lot. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.